What's going on, everyone? Safe on Talk here, and while recording this video, two things became painfully obvious. Number one, Sanctum is the best farming strategy I have found this league by far. And two, my hat does not match my shirt, but I don't care. I refuse to give in to fashion peer pressure. Now, three things before I go in further. Some of the things that I hear on my stream that people say is, I am melee. I cannot do Sanctum. It's too bad for Sanctum. And the first thing I ask is, what tier tome are you running? And they say, well, either I don't know or 83, of course. That is not necessary. With higher tomes, you do get Awakened Sextants, and you do get higher numbers on the low rolls, but the divine rolls stay exactly the same. Also, you can get higher tier relics to drop in the Sanctum. Honestly, I've run a ton of them, and I very rarely get relics that I could sell anyways, so I don't even think that's important. So that first problem, what do? Well, when you go to trade and you type in Forbidden Tome, go down here to item level, put something in lower. You can go as low as, I think, 68. For this example, I'm using just item level 74. Put Forbidden Tome, item level 74, max 74, right here. Search, either look for a good priced one that was posted recently, or maybe one that was posted 10 hours ago, although they probably aren't going to reply to you. You might as well try. Or you can click this button, activate live search, and just sit here for a minute and wait for someone to fresh post one, and then just be the first to hit them up about it. Now, I would not pay more than probably 20 chaos for one. 15 to 20 chaos is a fair price for this. You are going to make that money back. Another thing that is going to help you if you are struggling, and this is going to help immensely, is go to the stat filters and just search for the Sanctum mod. Gain inspiration when you receive an affliction. You can find it by just typing in affliction. On a side note, if you put a tilde before anything, it will automatically include everything in the search. It makes stuff easier. So I want something that just has the word affliction and inspiration in the same line. It'll come up. Search for these relics. These are incredibly strong. They are also relatively cheap. You may want to get one with as high as possible. 15 is super high. That's a divine. Maybe you can get one for 12, 13, even 14. But these are worth it. These are going to help you immensely because very, very, very often you will not be able to avoid an affliction, or a reward you want is on the way to an affliction, and this is going to give you inspiration. I will talk about what an inspiration is while we go through this. Third, my divine runner is technically melee. I shoot out far-ranging things, but I have to get close and hit something for that to happen. I am cast on crit. I use Cyclone. I love for Sanctum Frostblink. And the main strategy, the reason this works, is because even at 83, I do enough damage. I instantly kill stuff when I jump on them. I do not give them a chance to attack. As soon as I see them, I am on that ass, and I am messing them up. Now, if you're thinking, I am melee, I don't do a lot of damage, well, that's where doing lower tier tomes comes in. If you do a low enough tier tome, you are going to beat the crap out of everyone incredibly fast. If you are not killing them very fast, then you might have another issue with your build. So what are we doing for this video? Well, I am going to just run one low tier tome without my relics, just to talk through my process and kind of go over the afflictions that we run into. So if you are considering doing Sanctum, watch this run, and I'm going to try to explain as much as possible, as well as give you a good strategy for getting through it and making smart decisions. Alright, so you have the Forbidden Tome, you go to the altar, you put it in there, you're going to put your relics in here. When you first put the tome in here, your inventory is not going to show up usually, it'll just be this. If your relics aren't in your inventory locker, you can just hit I here and put them in yourself. After we're all set, we hit confirm. I'm doing low tier, one to show an example of what beginners may experience, and also it gives me the flexibility to not worry about dying as I explain stuff. First, this is how it works. You're going to have resolve. Inspiration is kind of like armor. When you get inspiration, it's like a second health bar. It takes from that before the resolve. That's why inspiration is so powerful. Resolve, if this hits 0, all enemies do resolve damage. You are going to die if it hits 0, but you do have ways to mitigate the resolve damage you take based on your evasion rating, your armor rating, and your energy shield. Now, the first one you have to take, and then you are going to have a choice between 3 things. But either way, this will give a major treasure reward, which is just coins you can spend at the Merchant of Sanctum. This one you have to do first. Either way, it's always a defeat all the guards in the area. You click on that, it opens the door. We are doing the first room. Now, like I said, I am melee, so you have to kill all the guards in this, and I am not going to give them the opportunity to hit me. I'm going to run. I see one, Frostblink, I hit him. There's another one, Frostblink, hit him. That's what I do as a melee. I don't give them the opportunity to wind up like that guy was about to whack me. And those blade guys are very annoying. They're very fast, they teleport on you. Don't give them a chance to do crap. Just jump on them and kill them as fast as possible. Don't get nervous and go, oh crap, there's an enemy, oh they're shooting, oh no, they're gonna kill me. No, you see them, you hit them. That is the best strategy for melee. It seems counterintuitive, but if you get to the point you can kill them very fast, this is the way. No, that wasn't a Star Wars reference, that was just kind of came out. Alright, we finished that. We are going to get the major treasure reward. We're going to open all of these to get all the Arius coins. Next, we are going to the room, and it's going to give us more selection. Right now we have rewards. We have Jeweler's Orbs either immediately, some more Jeweler's Orbs for end of floor, and Orbs of Chance if we finish the entire Sanctum, if we choose this room. Now, Jeweler's Orbs aren't that terrible. You get a lot of bubblegum currency with this strategy, but let's see what these afflictions are. You could see one room fewer ahead on the Sanctum map. No go. Black smoke is very bad. It is if I had black smoke right now, I wouldn't be able to see all these. I'd be picking these completely blind because I could see one fewer room ahead as I go down the line. That's no bueno. Do not get that. Lose 30 Arius coins on room completion. This is not good in the beginning. It is not a run killer, but I do not suggest taking it if you can avoid it in the beginning of the run. Near the end of the run, floor 3 or definitely floor 4, this is not that big a deal. But in the beginning, you're going to want coins, especially if you struggle with Sanctum, to spend at the Merchant, because that is going to make you stronger. You're going to be able to get things like Resolve, Attack Damage, Inspiration, lower monsters' life, lower the amount of damage they take, all that sort of stuff. 50% reduced Resolve recovered. This doesn't matter for me that much. I do not hit often enough to where I'm using fountains to recover my Resolve, because they're fountains that'll be scattered all over the place. When we get to one, you will see them. But this is not a big deal for me. I will probably take this one. Monsters' action speed can be slowed below base value. They have increased movement and attack speed. This one I don't care too much about. You might if you're really struggling, but honestly, I'm jumping on them anyway. I don't care how fast they really want to come and attack me. I'm usually hitting them before they can anyways. And last one, enemy hits ignore Resolve mitigation. Resolve mitigation is this. I get 21% Resolve loss prevented because I have my relatively high armor, considering I'm using Mage Blood. Then there is avoid Resolve loss from enemy hits. That is because I have evasion. Then there's Resolve Aegis. I get 16 free points per room, and then if I get hit, it's like energy shield. It takes 4 seconds of not getting hit to kind of go back up. I get 16 points because of my energy shield. Those are the 3 types of Resolve mitigation. Now, if I get this, none of that doesn't matter anymore. So it is not great, especially if you are struggling in Sanctum. Now, if you have just one stat, and it's not that high, say you are very glass cannon-y, this might not be that big of an issue for you. Or maybe if you're high life, have low armor and evasion, so you're getting no Aegis Resolve, and the other things don't matter. This is preference, but that is what that means. It is ignoring those stats. But I am going to take the reduced Resolve recovered, probably, because I don't know what this is, but if I take this, it is forcing me into this one path. I can only go here. So if this is a run-killing affliction, that screws us over. But you could see, if I take this room, I'm going to have a choice of 3 paths, so I will always have the option to at least take this one. So it is a little bit of a gamble, because I can't see these 2, but one of these 2 is probably going to be okay, and if I have to take the coin one, I will. So we'll take this room, and The next Sanctum Archive is a defeat all guards and rare monsters. Now this is a trap room. They are going to spawn guards after you defeat them, 1 to 2 at a time, depending on the floor you are on. This trap room, I can tell, is a laser room. It's going to put little lasers on the floor that are going to follow you. Keep your movement skill ready in this and constantly move, but be careful of them. As you see me doing this, see how they're following me? What you want to do is get in a corner, teleport away. They will turn off for a second, and you can avoid them. But once they get close to you, teleport away. Kill the thing. Don't get impatient. Once they get close, I'm going to teleport over them. Chill. Look for the next person, but I know he's over here. If you are on top of a black portal, that means they're just spawning. It is not going to hurt you. You can stay there, get ready to kill them, unless a laser's on top of you. This room is, for me, the most annoying, followed closely second by the fireworks room that I'm sure we will see during this video. But just stay to the outside for the trap laser rooms. Now, I'm getting to the reward. I am going to take the 9 jewelers at the end of this floor. There are 4 floors with a boss at the end of each of them. Don't care about orbs of chance, even though I'm sure I'm going to complete this sanctum. I want the jewelers at the end of this floor. I care more about those. I actually use those. So when we go to this next sanctum, you can see monsters impact 25% more resolve. Not great, but I am not too worried about that. If you were, you could take this because look, this has no affliction. It's going to give you 3 options. On a side note, this room completion literally means you lose 30 coins as soon as you complete a room, which means you are going to be losing a ton of coins throughout the floor. You're going to have to be opening a lot of the side chests on the floor to make up for that. But again, I'm going to take the reduced resolve recover because I'm not worried about finishing or getting hit too often. This is a find the exit room. Very simple. You just run until you find the exit. You can kill these guys for extra coins if you want. You can run around, open the Templar caches for more coins. That is always a good idea. Once you get better at Sanctum, you're going to avoid a lot of those because going fast is going to be the name of the game, and it's going to be second nature, the things you pick, how you do it, how you do the rooms. The orange Templar caches drop more coins, 29. And there is usually 3 possible exit to most exit rooms. I think it might be all of them, but don't quote me on that. I don't want to be locked into saying that. So there's the exit. Done with the room. The rewards, 6 chaos for completing the sanctum. Yes, I'm going to complete the sanctum. Not worried about it. I could take 3 fusings right now if I wanted to, but I know I'm going to complete again, so we take the chaos. Here is another find the exit room. I am just going to run through. Okay, with these traps, pretty self-explanatory. They are going to alternate, and they are going to shoot lasers. Do not fall into them. Now, with these laser rooms, there is almost always a shortcut during the first laser trap segment that you can go over a wall. Have your mini-map open so you see it. They make it very clear where it is on the first 2 floors, and there's even one on the 3rd. There's not a very good shortcut on the 4th floor laser rooms, but there is kind of one, but I would kind of ignore it. I don't think it's that great. It could be disorienting. Not to mention these aren't hard to avoid anyways. So I'm going to Frostblink over. There's always a guy up here. You can kill him, and you go up to the left, and there is the exit. Looking at the map here, we have minor and major treasure rewards. That is good. This is you and your minions deal 40% less damage. If this was a level 83, this severely hurts me. It greatly diminishes my ability to kill a boss, and especially the last boss, before she phases or has a chance to hit me. So I am going to avoid this like the plague. I would usually take this, but for the sake of showing you what an accursed pack is, I'm going to go from here to here and then see what we got on this. So we're going to take the accursed pack room. Let's see what type of room we have. It's another find the exit with the lasers. Again, look for the shortcut. There's the shortcut. I can run right through, skip a lot of the room. Easy peasy. Now, The Accursed Pact, what happens is you can take an advantage for a disadvantage, and it will unlock this offer. You do not know what this offer is, and unless you get something with a big upside, gaining a random minor affliction is not worth taking 95% of the time, unless you are about to end the Sanctum and you want to risk it a little bit, or you're on the last 2 floors and you've gotten crap rewards, you haven't gotten any good rewards. You can take this. You can play a little riskier. I would not suggest taking these on the first 2 floors, because the main reason for taking them is it unlocks this offer, but the first 2 floors you will not get a divine offer, so it is not worth it. So we are going to ignore that for now, but keep in mind these are something you can use to get more offers, and sometimes these are not that bad. Sometimes you'll have a ton of inspiration and it'll say lose 50% maximum resolve. It's not going to matter because you have so much inspiration. You're probably not going to lose all of that to get down to the resolve, so you can take this anyways just for a free offer. Now, fast forwarding a little bit, the next choice I have to make is you are not always taken to the room you select. Absolutely not. Never take this. If you are in the beginning rooms and you get this, you are forced to, say you get bad luck, you get forced to take it somehow, restart the run. Go to leave Sanctum, go back to the altar, and there will be an extra button here that says you can just cancel the Sanctum. This is torture. You could technically finish it, but it is not worth seeing a 2 divine reward and then not getting taken to that room and getting really ticked off that you just missed out on it, but you just got wasted your time for it. Avoid that. Lose all areas coins on floor completion. This is kind of like the 31 that was up here, but this is you don't lose any until you beat the boss, and then you go back down to 0. Not a very good one. Kind of stinks. Monsters deal 50% more damage. This is literal damage. You can die in here. It is not easy to if you are relatively tanky and you aren't doing item levels higher than your mode. Now the bosses, that is kind of an exception, and the Blade guys that teleport and slash at you, they do high physical damage, so if your armor isn't high, they can one-shot you. So this can be incredibly bad for a lot of people. Use your own discretion. If you're doing low enough tier 1s, it should not be that big of a problem. I'm doing a lower tier 1, and I'm relatively tanky for Sanctum, so I'm going to take it. Now this is a defeat all guards and rares. I'm not going to go through all of this, but you know the deal. Use your Frost Blink or movement skill to get on top of them or behind them. For example, that charging guy, if he's charging at you, teleport behind him before you attack him to avoid taking damage. It gets easier the more you do it, the more you run these. Now we are at our first Divinia merchant. She was the icon that looks like her on the map, and that is the one I selected. You go to her, purchase items. Mirror of Fortune, this is amazing if you have some good rewards. I do not. My best reward is 6 Chaos. I do not feel like spending 360 just to try and duplicate the Chaos reward. Not really worth it. Gold Magnet, pretty good. 50% more coins. Self-explanatory. More coins you have to spend at the merchant, the better. Not bad to get, especially early on in the Sanctum Run. Traps impact 50% reduced resolved. This is amazing if you are a newer player and you are just learning Sanctum. This is going to help a ton. This crystal shard is a major boon, that's why it's 600. The next affliction you gain is converted into a minor boon. That is really great. It also makes it so you get a free choice on an affliction. Say you have 3 choices, they're all crap. You know it's going to turn into a advantageous one with this major boon. 100% increased resolve while resolve is below 50%. I never get this, not worth it. I usually will get enough inspiration saved up. My resolve doesn't matter quite as much as it used to, but again, I could see this coming in handy if you're really struggling and you seem to be really low a lot of the times. Not to mention the affliction I got, 50% reduced resolve recovered. If I was low on life, it would negate that. But I'm going to take this so I can get a free boon and affliction, so it gives me more options if I run into some, run-ending crap. Now we are at the boss of floor 4. He is not too difficult, but you want to stay, even if you're ranged, relatively close to him, because he has this fire spitting move that will shred your resolve. So keep your distance. If you're melee, you can hit him quite a bit while he's here. He does a little bit of shooting flame stuff, so you keep moving. I was going to let him do the flame spitter move, but he doesn't seem to want to do it. But when he does, you just want to stay to the outside. Is he really not going to do it? Alright, you're pissing me off. So he does a flame move. You're going to want to keep rotating because it's one of those stereotypical moves where he just goes in a circle, follows you with the little flame breath. If you keep moving to the outside, but not too far away from him, if you try and dodge it out here and you aren't fast enough, it is going to hit you. That's really how you beat the first boss. Now you'll get offers at the end of this. There's 6 chaos. There's another 6 chaos. There's 12 chaos added to the end. And I got those jewelers at the end of the floor. Remember, those 9. So I get those. And then it's going to want to exit. Now, you could take this out and sell this for, say, some of those chaos if you don't feel like you want to run the Sanctum. I don't know why you wouldn't want to. Just finish it and try and get more rewards. But you could put this up for trade and say, I don't want to run this. Someone give me the 18 chaos and someone better than me can skip the first floor entirely. And you can get it done faster. That is an option you have. I suggest only doing it if, say, you aren't confident you can beat the final boss and you have a divine offer or two on Sanctum completion after the end of floor 3. Take it out, sell it for a couple divines. Let someone else do it. Cut your losses if you aren't sure, and use crappier reward Sanctums you get to practice the Sanctum and get more used to it. But I'm going to hit confirm on the relic altar because I am going to keep running this. This one, I have some new afflictions. Monsters inflict binding chains on hit. This is basically kind of like a stun. It's not that big a deal. I have never had it really screw me over, so there's a solid chance I will take this. Monsters at 50% maximum life. If I am 83, this also applies to bosses, so I do not like this one in general unless I get the Ornate Dagger boon, which is you deal 50% increased damage. You and your minions do. That kind of negates it. I try to avoid this one. It's not a run killer, it's just not ideal. Cannot avoid resolve loss from enemy hits, so that is your evasion. It's not going to do anything. 90% reduced light radius, minimap is hidden. If you are new to Sanctum, avoid this. This sucks. Even when I know most of the room layouts by heart, this still sucks. I always think, oh, I know Sanctum well enough, I'm going to take this, and then I get it, and I'm like, son of a bitch, this sucks. I'm like running around aimlessly. It's really disorienting not having your minimap, and obviously the reduced light radius, especially if you're melee, is really bad because it's going to severely hurt our ability to jump on them before they get an attack off. So I highly suggest avoiding this, even though it doesn't seem that bad. It is super annoying, and I don't suggest it. I'm going to take Binding of Chains, just get that major chest reward, try and save up some coin for the next time we get a merchant. Now, all of these rooms have a name. You can tell what kind of room it is going to be if you either know it by heart, or if you just type in Google POE cheat sheet, it will tell you which... Who's shooting their fire shit at me? Come here. Where'd you go? You're screwing up my video. You can go and look up the POE cheat sheet to see what room is which. It'll say, find the exit with traps, find the exit without traps if it's named this. Whatever, and you see the names by just hovering over. This is a fireball trap room. In the earlier levels, they will only be this pattern, where they go back and forth like this. Not super hard to dodge. I just took a hit right there. Not super hard to dodge if you get the hang of it. This also has a shortcut. If you see there's the traps, you can ignore these by frost blinking right here. Kill the guys, run around. The door is right there. Not too hard. The exits in the beginning floors have shortcuts. Use your minimap, look out for them, take advantage of them to lower your risk of getting hit with something and just generally being faster. This is what I was talking about with the names: Decrepit Cellar, Battleground, Decrepit Cellar. You can look up a cheat sheet to see exactly what kind of rooms these are. So if, say, down the line you're really low on resolve, you don't want to avoid a, find the exit with traps. You'd rather just find the exit. You can prioritize certain rooms. Orbs of Regret. I need Orbs of Regret. I'm constantly respecking my characters. So I'm going to take that over the low Chaos Orb Now reward. I'm going to take the Regrets at end of the Sanctum because I want the Orbs of Regret. Remember, the ones at the end of the Sanctum are to the right. The ones you get immediately are to the left. The ones in the middle are end of floor. This is a find the exit, and if it looks like this, spiral staircase with the square, it's in one of the 3 easy corners. You can go around and kill stuff, or if you just want to get it over with fast, you run to this corner. See, there's the stairs. If it wasn't there, I would just bam, run down the other side. If it's not there, up the other side. They can only be in the opposite 3 corners, and it's a straight line. Those are ideal for if you're just trying to get the Sanctum done as quickly as possible. 18 chromatic orbs. Yep, I'll take that. Always using chromatic orbs. A lot of bubblegum currency. You cannot get divine orbs on the first 2 floors, so you're kind of just getting what you can. Until then, there's some more chaos at the end of the floor. I will probably take that. New affliction. 100% more resolve lost while resolve is below 50%. This is really bad if you are kind of struggling and you have not gotten any inspiration. This can be very bad because obviously it snowballs. You get hit a couple times before you know it, you're below 100%, and you are getting dinged for twice that. Doesn't usually bother me because I usually have inspiration. I'm also good enough at the Sanctum at this point where I am not getting hit that crazy often, but something for you that you might want to avoid. And it doesn't matter because we can go right over it and get ourselves a caster's reward at the same time, so it doesn't even matter. So we've gotten this far, and you see that I have to take 1 affliction. That is why those affliction relics are so good. That give you inspiration, because there are going to be multiple times you're going to be forced to take it. You could get a good 60, 70 inspiration out of it if you just take 1 affliction. You could see you are not always taken in the room select. This is a run killer, so I have to take this one. Monsters inflict resolve weakness on hit. If you get hit, it'll curse you. You'll lose more resolve while the curse is on you. It does go away, but this is also another snowball one, much like the losing 50 or 100% more when your resolve is below 50%. So it can get snowbally. It's not ideal. I try to avoid this one in general. It's not the biggest deal, but I try to avoid it anyways. But this is a run killer, so we're taking this. Alright, second boss. If you're ranged, just stay away from them. There are 2 of them. If you are in melee, just stay behind them. The only move you really got to worry about while you're staying behind them is the big blood ball that sometimes they use. That will go overhead, but for the most part, you can stay behind them if you're ranged. Just hit them. You'll notice they're very slow. They have really slow attacks. You can just stay behind them. These are by far the easiest ones. Yeah, there's not much more to say about them. Sometimes they'll summon a big blood ball that follows you, kind of like those chaos green orbs that go above you then slam down. So when it goes above you, just keep running around. Once you see it about to fall, you need to blink away if you are not fast enough. It does hurt quite a bit. Now we're at the end of the floor. Got some more rewards for this floor. 8 chaos for the end of the Sanctum. 5 chaos for the end of the floor. Just get some more chaos. Go back to take the portal. I'm going to start floor 3 because I don't want to sell it. I want to keep running it. And this is where we have to really start paying attention to rewards, because this is where you can get divine orbs. Nothing so far. Could see 1 room for your head. Do not want that. Union melees have 40% less damage. Not great. Merchant offers 50% fewer choices. Not great. Chests no longer drop Arius coins. Not great either. Now you'll still get coins from defeating the guards. If you take this, you might just want to prioritize clearing more guards so you're getting more coins. If you take that. But I'm going to take the merchant offers 50% fewer choices. Kind of stinks, but this you do not want, so you can see 1 fewer room ahead. Not good, because next room I should be able to see all of these. If I took that, I wouldn't be able to see them. I would have 0 idea which one to take. This is also where you start making decisions. Okay, this is actually the best one. I'm taking back what I said. I'm not taking this one, because that forces me into this one, which only gives me 2 options here. I'm going to take chest no longer drop Arius coins, so I have a choice of going to these 3, so I can pick one of these if they have a better reward, or I can avoid a bad affliction. So this room had a benevolent fountain. It's pretty self-explanatory. Spend 150 coins to gain a random boon. If you have some extra coins, this is almost always worth it. I'm going to take it. Next 10 guards you hit are killed instantly. If you are having a damage problem, this is really good. For me, obviously, this run, it doesn't mean crap, because I'm killing them all in 1 hit. Anyways, but the benevolent fountain icon looks like this. A normal fountain to recover resolve looks like this. These orbs just mean there is a reward there. The hand holding the orb, those are some of the icons that you will see. In this choice, I am going to take this fountain one, because I can either go here, which will allow me to go to these 2 rooms, or I'd be able to go here, which I can go to these 2 rooms. It is just the best possible one to open up as many paths as possible. That's the name of the game. And the third and fourth floor. Open up as many paths as possible while avoiding stuff that is really bad. For example, this can open up these two, and then this opens these two, but this is 100% to maximum resolve. I don't want that right now, so I'm going to take this one. Now, this is a defeat all the guards with traps. This is a firework room. These are going to feel like cancer in the beginning. Once you get better with your movement skill, they get much easier, but they are always going to be annoying. You will see these fireworks, like meteors, fall from the sky. Keep moving. Always pay attention to where the fireworks are, but try and kill the people as fast as possible. So I was able to do that without taking damage, but be very, very cautious of these rooms. They are very annoying. Some floors are going to be a defeat the boss room. That is not the final floor boss. There is 3 or 4 of these. None of them are particularly difficult. You could stay behind them. Which one is this? This guy, just stay behind him. He's going to just put things on the ground. He puts these beams down that you can avoid relatively easy. If you're melee, just stay away from him until he does something far away, and then peg him. Not too crazy. There's another one that has spawned 6 ghosts on the outside, and he is invincible. You just go along the outside, kill the 2 ghosts here, you'll kill 2 ghosts here, you'll kill the 2 ghosts over here, while avoiding the crap he puts on the ground. And then once you kill the 6 little guys that are channeling him, he immediately dies. He's not that difficult. None of them are actually super hard. You'll get the hang of them if you get hit a couple times the first time you do them. It's not a big deal once you learn their patterns. They're incredibly easy. We got some new afflictions. We got the same inflict binding chains on hit. We got gain a random minor affliction when you use a fountain. If you can avoid using fountains, this is free. If you're doing well and you don't think you're going to have to recover any resolve, you don't care about benevolent fountains, we're almost done with floor 3. This can be a free one to take. There's also an affliction that's gain a minor affliction when you receive another affliction. That is very bad. Don't take that one. That can be a run killer, because that extra affliction that is randomly given to you after the one you knew you were going to get can be a run killer, so I'd avoid that. Guards release of volatile anomaly on death. This one is not bad if you are good at continually moving. Once you kill a guard, a little gold ball comes up, follows you. If you stand still, it'll go on you, start to get bigger, and then it'll pop. Like a lot of other mechanics in this game. If you keep moving, it's not a problem. You can literally stand still, let it come to you. You can see it it's about to explode. You can just walk away from it to get rid of them. You'll get the hang of it. I'm going to take this one because I probably will not need to use a fountain for the rest of the run. So I'm going to take that one. So the boss of floor 3, this might be the first boss that can actually be a challenge, especially if you do not do a lot of damage. She puts a lot of stuff on the screen. Stay close to her in the beginning and just attack, attack, attack. Going to do this melee stuff. Keep swinging. If you're ranged, it's a little easier in the beginning. Then eventually there will be there's a dash move. She can throw bigger waves of crap at you. Now, usually by this point there will be some lasers that go. Maybe the item tier has something to do with it, that it's not doing it. But the lasers will go across the screen. Pretty self-explanatory that you have to dodge them, but they can be pretty annoying. As well as sometimes he summons pillars that go across the ground, very similar to the way that one boss did that you saw a minute ago. But keep moving, keep ducking and weaving. Not absolutely terrible, but yes, this person can be a little harder, and they're quite a bit tankier than the other bosses that we've fought in so far. Now we're starting floor 4. Let's see what we got. No amazing rewards yet, so let's see. I don't care so much about coins at this point. This locks me into these 2. If I take this room, though, it gives me the option to go to all 3 of these. So that is ideal, not to mention it is a reward room. Get a little bit more bubblegum currency. Yeah, all of these I don't really care about, and it's going to let me see all of these. So this one is a no-brainer. No affliction. Get a little bit more bubblegum currency. Can pick any of these 3 rooms because I will be able to see this entire line of rooms. And now we are on the next set of rooms. We go down and we see 2 divine at the end of the sanctum. No brainer. What's that? Merchant always offers one choice. Don't care. want the double Divine Roid, we are taking that one. That is also a no-brainer. This room is a find the exit, and since it's on the 4th floor, it's a little bit harder. There is no real good shortcut. They add lasers. Look out for those. You could technically frost blink over here and then over here. That's technically the shortcut. With the 4th floor rooms, I generally just do it. These are the ideal rooms, especially if you're learning Resolve, because you can almost not screw them up if you just go slow and you don't get cocky. Just like that. Then there will be a 3rd set of traps. I am just going to run through these very quickly. That one's not too bad. I'm going to use this fountain for 25% resolve just to top myself off. And I got a affliction because I'm an idiot and I forgot that you get another minor affliction when you use a fountain. Recording this video at the same time is screwing my brain, and I got what would be a run killer if it wasn't for the fact that I know there are 2 divines here. Alright, so here's the 2 divines on completing the Sanctum. That is good. The rest of the run, I'm probably just going to run through unless we see some other stuff that is new. Cannot have Resolve Vegas, self-explanatory. 50% reduced effect of your 9 unique relics. If you have enough inspiration and you're using the relics I suggested, or if you're using things like room reveals, if you get this early, this really stinks. Obviously, your relics that are not unique, and most of them are not going to be, it's the blue relics, the magic relics. This can be really bad. It is not a run killer, but since it's the end of the Sanctum, it does not really matter that much. And since I can't see the rewards because I'm an idiot, it's not really going to matter. I'm just going to take the best afflictions for me, which is probably Monster's action speed. It cannot be slowed. That is not that big a deal to me. I'm going to take that one. Now, this is a fireball room on the 4th floor. Now, you'll see it starts very similar to the other ones with that. But then it goes to this new pattern where there will be an opening on one of the fireballs out of the 4, and you have to run up. There's 2 ways to do this. You can zigzag back and forth and make your way up and try not to get it that way, or you can run to the outside and kind of YOLO against the wall, because for some reason, and I'll do it on this next one, the fireballs will not hit you. If you can do it the safer way that I did there, I suggest doing it that way, or you can wait for an opening on this side. That's not an opening. If there's ever an opening, there's an opening right there, and you can run along the edge and just kind of sneak through, take maybe 1 hit. If you have a lot of inspiration, that's faster and less stressful than doing it the other way. Now, this room on the 4th floor, I absolutely hate. This is one with the lasers across the ground, and there's going to be 4 traps with people spawning. My best strategy and advice for this is try and kill a monster over here, stay to the outside, teleport, and just keep going back and forth the best you can without getting hit with the lasers. You might get tapped a little, like right there I got tapped, but just try to get hit as little as possible while teleporting from side to side. As you can see, this is not going great, but it's just a tough room. I am going to get some resolve recovered. I got the merchant only offers 1 choice, so that kind of stinks, but I'm just going to get 50 resolve, try and get my resolve up as I finish off this Sanctum. Now, I did not get very good luck with the merchant this round. Usually you can get plus 100 inspiration, plus 100 inspiration at the start of each floor, plus 150 max resolve. If you use those relics I'm suggesting, will have probably a lot more inspiration. I haven't gotten anything luckily, if I was less experienced in Sanctum, I would be in trouble. Now, here's another one. Defeat all the guards and rare monsters. This is a fireworks room. This is also not very easy. The 4th floor is supposed to be harder, and they do a very good job of that. Again, just make note of where the fireworks are coming down. Stay away from them. Be patient. Do not rush it. Alright, see, not awful. This is also the first example of how you can use room names. Now, I don't have the cheat sheet up, but the last one I did with the traps was Desecrated Crypts. That means Desecrated Crypts on the last floor is a trap room with defeat all guards in it. You can see this is another one. I don't want to do that one. I'm sick of those. I will just do entombment. I could look up what that is, but I don't feel like doing it right now. But it is just a find the exit with traps. This I can do a little bit more risk-free. I got another merchant. This is recover 50% of your maximum resolve on entering boss room. If you do not have a lot of inspiration, or you're really just starting out because you don't want to get any relics yet that are good for starters, this is an amazing one. Especially since I am not topped off and we are going to the boss. Now, the final boss, she has 3 phases. The first phase is very annoying. You will see red stuff on the ground. Once you start the fight, and she is right down here once I move down, this red stuff is going to appear behind you and in front of you. This red stuff is going to creep towards you while it dissipates on this way, moving you through the area. Now, ideally, you want to find a tome. You can kill her before she has a chance to really do anything in this first phase. I am going to let her attack a little bit, which might be bad. I might lose on the 2 divine reward trying to explain it by not attacking her, because this phase can be a pain in the ass. But you'll see she's right here. Once she starts fighting, the red stuff will start to appear behind you like that. Stay around her, attack. She will do a laser hands move sometimes. She has some slash moves. She's not going to do the little laser move that's a pain in the ass, doesn't look like. But when she does it, you're going to want to stay behind her or just keep moving. There's not a whole lot of amazing strategies for it. It is a pain in the ass either way. Once you beat her, the red stuff goes away. You move forward through. There's a very simple little fireball trap with some lasers. Very easy to dodge. There's a couple guys that are easy to kill. Lasers. And then her second phase. Her second phase, just stay behind her. Stay relatively close. Keep pegging her. This is the easier phase. There's the laser move I was talking about. Keep moving. And if you weren't close to her, get closer to her if you can. She also does that. Stay out of the circle. You know, I don't know what else to tell you. Those are her 3 basic moves. She has her slashes. She has that laser move. You're going to want to stay close to her. Now, she moved to the outside of the map before she did it. She usually will do it sooner in the middle of the map, so you can avoid those laser hands. Keep rotating around her. Not bad. Now, this last person, her last phase, when you go in the very beginning, this is what I suggest. She has a phase where it is a laser wall, lightning wall, bullet hell. You want to find the item level tome that you can comfortably kill her before she gets to this phase. It is pretty important because that phase will kill you. It is very annoying. If you want to get good at it, be my guest, but I highly suggest, for the sake of not bricking your runs at the very last moment, you learn how to just kill her without it. Stay close to her. Do not be afraid of the first 3 to 4 seconds of the fight. Stay very close to her and stay behind her, because she can do a beam move that is going to circle around and follow you around. So stay relatively close to her, even if you are a ranged person. So what I usually would do is I would buff really quickly, Frostblink on top of her, Whirlwind her to death. Whirlwind. Okay, wrong game. Cyclone her to death. But you are going to want to stay close, avoid her little spinny thing she puts on the ground. And then sometimes she will do a beam. I don't know why these bosses just want to make it easy. She has a fireball that'll put ignite on you. You want to avoid that. But just stay close to her. Do not be afraid to stay close to her. But again, find the item level that you can kill her quickly. She always drops a unique relic. Some of these are worth more than others. Obviously, this is another great thing about Sanctum. You will very often get ones that are worth 100 to 200 chaos. There's ones worth 1.6 divine right now. Then there is the holy grail of the relics, the one that lets you go for the original sin, hitless ring. Last time I checked, it was 40 plus divines. I have never found one, but it is nice that you have a chance in these to find that one big hit item. It's 2 big hit items. That relic, the mirror reward, I haven't gotten one of those either. Or you can get a relic that's this. 2 additional rooms are revealed. This is worth 10 to 12 divine. I believe at the filming of this, I haven't checked in a while, but they're pretty stagnant around 10 divine. for these. So you still have a chance of getting some higher tier items with this. And when she is dead, go back to the necropolis, take these stairs right here, get the rewards that you saved up throughout the whole thing. See, this was item level 74. I did not have to do an 83. You can do an easy one, and it's still very profitable. That is how you do the Sanctum Run. Now, this video went extremely long, and it's probably going to be the longest video I've ever made. But for people that want to learn Sanctum, I'm hoping this helps. So I'm not going to run another 83 with this. If you want to see me do it, get followed over on twitch.tv/SafeOnTalk. I run these all the time. Be happy to answer any of your questions. But before I end the video, a couple things. One, this is a roguelike. This is supposed to be a little more difficult in the beginning. You can make it easier because you can trade relics now. That didn't used to be the case. During Sanctum, you can now. So if you have a little bit of currency, you can go in with a head start on the Sanctum. Also, with the relics, there's some strategies obviously you can employ. The one that I use, it's also the expensive one, is the 2 additional room reveals. I can make it so I can see most of the map from the get-go whenever I start a new floor. Very, very strong, but expensive. Another really good one, if you get comfortable, is getting the merchant offers additional choices. You can go pick up all the coins you can, rush a merchant, you have a ton of choices, you can make your character super strong, not to mention it raises the chance of you getting a major boon, namely the all-seeing eye, which reveals absolutely everything on the map for every floor. It is rare, you will not get it every time, but you'll get it a good enough time to make it a pretty damn good strategy, not to mention being able to buy all the shops in the item. As long as you aren't dying for real from taking hits, you're going to get so much inspiration and resolve. It's not going to matter how bad you are or what character you're playing, you are going to finish the Sanctum 99 times out of 100. Now, if I was not making a video and I wasn't explaining everything and stopping to, you will get to a point where you will rip through these in about 12 to 15 minutes. Maybe on a little slower side, closer to 20. But still, I got 2 Divine, a bunch of Chaos, some Bubblegum currency, some Chromatics, some Regal Orbs. I'm Jewelers, I'm not going to say this is anything special, but it does add up. Now, if you can get to the point you can do 83s, I actually think it starts at 79 or 80, you can start getting Awakened Sexton rewards. Not to mention the Chaos rewards and the Bubblegum currency rewards are, the numbers are higher. So when I was getting 6 Chaos and stuff and 8 Chaos at the end of the run, those will go up to 14. The big ones, though, you can get up to 16 Awakened Sextants. And last time I checked, Awakened Sextants were 1 Divine for about 46, and they are worth about 5 Chaos apiece. So every time you get that 16 Awakened reward, you are getting basically a little more than a third of a Divine. So it adds up. So you want to get good enough and strong enough to run 83, but that doesn't mean crap, because you just saw the one I ran at a lower level. I would have made about, 2.3 Divines within probably 12-15 minutes if I was just running through it normally. As always, guys, make sure you check the comments, because even though I know a lot about Sanctum, I always forget stuff in these videos, and all the comments, I'd say 80% of the comments on videos are, oh, did you know you could also do this? And 80% of the time, in my head, I'm like, crap, I did know that. I should have mentioned it. I forgot, but I'm glad someone brought it up. So don't be afraid to give a tip that you think is helpful for any new players that are starting to run Sanctum. Correcting me on something or pointing something out is not offensive in any way, as long as you aren't a dick about it. Say, you forgot to mention this. Most times, like, oh yeah, crap, I did forget to mention that. And sometimes I read them and I'm like, oh, I actually didn't know that. I don't think I'll just get that with Sanctum. I've run so many damn Sanctums. I know quite a bit about it, but just in general, check the comments to see other people's tips. They are there to help you. Thanks, everyone. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Get followed over on Twitch. Hopefully this helps you, and if you stayed this long, I really appreciate you, and hopefully you are serious about doing Sanctum, because it is amazing, and let's be real, it is probably going to get nerfed. I'm surprised it didn't get nerfed a little bit already, but I see it coming. But for now, before it gets nerfed, take advantage of it and go make that currency.